So last night was the 8th Democratic debate. This one was hosted by Univision, broadcasted by them and CNN. And this one really looked like, it had a feeling of a knockout punch for Bernie Sanders. If you're a Bernie Sanders supporter, you left feeling pretty encouraged by his performance. He hit Clinton on a number of issues, and she looked like she was on her heels the whole entire debate. We're going to talk about a few of the issues that they spoke about. One of the talks, they were talking about universal health care. And Hillary has repeated her, her criticism of Bernie's universal health care, single payer plan, and saying how, the more you ask questions, the less answers that you get. So she's just raising questions about how it's actually going to be implemented and the costs that are going to be incurred because of that. So so her plan, though, she wants to expand the progress that the ACA made.
But what does that even mean?
She just says it. All she does is she says, I want to improve on the ACA. We have about 90% coverage right now. We want to go to 100. It's much easier to go from 90 to 100. And so we're going to reduce costs and we're going to get everybody coverage. But how? She criticizes Bernie for not having a plan, which he does, and for not answering questions about costs, which he does. But then you say how you want to do this and that with the ACA, but she never answers how she's going to get that done.
He did ask her at one point, look, I was like, well, under this particular plan, which is not all bad, because, he supported it too, he said there would still be people who are not covered.
Right.
And that's what he's trying to deal with.
Undercovered.
And Clinton can never deal with that fact. No. That what are you going to do about those people under this plan who will be undercovered or not covered?
Right.
And she can't answer that. So I think that's why when Bernie Sanders talks about, transitioning what we currently have into more single payer system, I think her issue is, well, I don't think it's her issue. I think her talking point is that we'll have to repeal and tear down the ACA, which we wouldn't have to.
We wouldn't have to. No, because see, the ACA is not going anywhere unless somebody wants to make it go away, like the Republicans. Bernie Sanders has not said that he intends on repealing the ACA. No, he wants to implement a single payer healthcare plan. That's what he wants to do. But to get that done does not mean let's rip to shreds the ACA and start all over. No, it means that it's still going to be there while we put this into place. It's ridiculous. It's a stupid criticism. Secretary Clinton, she continues this, talking point about how she's not corrupt, about how anybody that knows her, knows that she's not crooked, that she can't be influenced by the money. So Bernie Sanders says, now the secretary says it doesn't influence her. Well, that's what every politician says who gets money from special interests. And that's exactly right. See, if we all agree that money in politics is an issue, and Hillary Clinton herself admits that, Citizens United needs to be overturned, money in politics is a concern, and we have to do something about it. So if we all agree on that, then who are the corrupted politicians? Like, somebody's got to be at fault. Like, somebody's got to be crooked in this whole game, right? So who is it? And what would they usually say if you blame them, or not blame them, but if you criticize them for being crooked? What would they say? Not me. Not me. Of course not me. It's them.
It's those other politicians who are being influenced by these payoffs.
Right.
But me, I can remain neutral.
Yeah.
And I can remain
and still take the money.
Yeah, and still take the money.
And then she again talked about how she basically called out Wall Street, which.
You mean she just kind of was like,
yeah,
you bad guys.
Yeah. Before the crash happened, which it was late 2007 when she actually spoke to Wall Street, and it was way too late by then. But look, we've already stated before too. She went to NASDAQ, not the NYSE, where all the big banks were, trade on. She went to NASDAQ, and even if you forget that she went to NASDAQ and not the NYSE, her speech to NASDAQ was pretty lukewarm. She didn't go, oh, it's your fault, stop what you're doing. No, she put the blame on everybody. She put the blame on the homeowners as well. So this big bad tough Hillary Clinton doesn't even exist.
No, she's inventing that.
Yeah,
that Hillary, that didn't exist. No.
She doesn't exist. She never did that. She never went at the big banks and railed against them. No, she was talking about how the homeowners should have known better than to get themselves involved in these types of loans, and way to scapegoat.
Pretty much blaming the homeowners for getting involved with these corrupt lenders.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good tactic. Yeah. Ramos asked her if she would drop out if she was indicted. Ooh, she didn't like that question at all.
This is over the emails.
Yeah. Okay. It's over the emails because there's these top secret emails that have been classified, top secret. And there's an investigation going on, and one of the guy that set up the email server in her home now has immunity. So there is a legitimate FBI investigation. So Ramos was saying, okay, well, if you're indicted, will you drop out? She got very upset about that. She said, that is not going to happen. I'm not even answering that question. So she got real heated about that.
There was something else she said in regards to those emails
about classifying them.
About how they were classified and whether they were classified or not.
Right.
And she said something about, oh no, they went back and retroactively classified these emails. And I was like, okay, I'm willing to take an answer, but I have to think about the answer. And I still don't know what she means by that. To me, that doesn't make any sense. She said they have been retroactively classified. Now, if something is retroactively classified, that means the parties that classified them had already seen them. Then they didn't have a problem with them. And then they saw them again and decided to mark them as classified. I thought the issue was they didn't know she was sending them in the first place.
Right.
And the whole investigation centered around them reviewing the emails to see if they were indeed classified.
Right.
So I don't understand. Maybe she just used the wrong word. So I don't know. But when you talk about something being retroactive, that means they had already been seen and known about. And then upon review again, deemed classified. So to me, that didn't make any sense.